Yeah, AX is always just so fucking chaotic as well for us. Yeah. Obviously, like we can't experience it in like a normal way anymore, which is kind of like it sucks. But also, I mean, AX is as a con is just, a
mess.
I mean, it's like from a viewer perspective, a lot of the time I feel like it's you go there to hang out with your friends and not for like what there is to actually do there.
Yeah,
at least that's how I always did it before, at least. And now I guess what we do is we just promote stuff. My Twitter feed that weekend was just one ad. I got to the point where like they would just send me an ad. And normally like when we get sent an ad, like a tweet that we have to promote, they'll be like, hey, can you make it seem more natural? I was like, nope, I'm just going to tweet whatever you give me.
Yep.
Because I was like, I'm abandoning all hopes of trying to make this look like I wrote this weekend. And there was like, there's a few of them where people were like, hey, this looks like you didn't write it. I'm like, I didn't.
You would be correct.
Because a lot of the times the booths are like, hey, come to our booth and appear here and whatnot. Those were dude, I won't name which one it is because I don't want to get anyone in trouble or me in trouble. I went to this one. We were at one of the booths doing a promotional thing, and it was kind of chaotic and stuff wasn't going well, which is all of them. And this guy walks in. This guy who walks into the booth. I'm chilling in the back. He's like, "Who's in charge here?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just chilling."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Is it that woman over there?" I was like, "Yeah, it's my boss." And he goes, he just throws his business card at me. He's like, I'll deal with this. And I was like, what the fuck? Who are you? Like, gives me a card. It's like CEO of marketing. I was like, who the fuck? What an asshole. Just comes in, like gives us like this. Gives me his card like he's looking this way. He's like, I'll handle this. Here's my card. Like a fucking Johnny Bravo-esque character. And I was like, this guy must think he's such hot shit. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm here to just chill.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, most of our time was just spent this time. Did you have time to walk the convention at all?
A little bit. Very, very, very little amount.
Yeah, most of my time was spent at the booth, working behind it. Or just like chilling out behind it, or just like different booth appearances. There was this one moment that was funny when like the booth was being built. And it was like day 0 or something. And I was sitting down, my editor, Alan, who I brought with me, like to help like build the set and everything, he was helping out as well. And we were like sitting down having our first like meeting for the day. So it was like me, Malin, and like some other Geeks Plus members. And then some of the staff members come up to our booth. And they go up to our like stand-ins and are like, oh my God, the boys are here. I don't believe it. And I'm like sitting right next to it. And they just walk past me and go to like the stand.
That would happen a lot actually. I'd be like, oh, hi guys. And they're taking a picture of the stand-out. Like, hi.
and it was literally like the fucking meme where you're just standing in the corner and like, they don't know
I'm gone.
They don't know I'm the real god right here. Yeah, they just like walk straight past me and they're like, I don't want to acknowledge you.
One of the days you should have tested that out by like replacing your cardboard cutout and just stand in its place to see if like anyone would notice. It's like, which one's the real one?
Yeah, next time we'll just get like wax statues of ourselves.
Oh my God.
Like Madame Tussauds.
Yeah, like Madame Tussauds statues.
Jesus.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, AX was a lot of fun, I guess.
I'll try and be there next time.
Yeah, Joey, we were missing the boy, man.
I feel bad because it's such a big con, and obviously, woe is us being too popular. People asking for pictures, and we just can't take pictures because if we do, it just causes like a mess, and people will start lining up and grouping. And it's like I feel sad because I'm like, man, I want to take pictures of everyone, but obviously I fucking can't. But I guess also people sometimes just ask for pictures and they have no idea who you are because they just see that everyone else is asking pictures, and I hate that so much.
I love that shit. It's so
because you're like, what's your? one time on stream at AX, like last time, I was like, oh, he's like, I'm a big fan. I'm like, oh, what's your favorite video? He's like, oh, when you spent 24 hours in a manga cafe. I was like, I got this on camera. I was like, that's Joey.
I get confusing me and God. I don't know how they confuse you and I. You look nothing alike.
That's just a different ethnicity, man.
Because I wish there was like I know that some people use codes and they're like they say a code word and it's like, oh, okay, you're cool. It's kind of it's whatever. But we did a panel that didn't get broadcast. We did the panel for Katakawa where we presented all the anime trailers. And that was fun. But that was like that was kind of scary because we're also doing it for all of these anime companies and they're trusting us to just like
having a opinion.
Yeah, and like, you know, maybe there's a show that is popular and people get super excited for, and there's some shows people don't know, or maybe there's shows that like aren't as popular, and sometimes you're like, okay, well, you want to make sure that there's an equal level of hype for all of them.
Yeah.
It was great seeing Connor have to pretend to care about Isekai for like an hour and a half.
Well,
I was like, this is easy for me.
I liked it. I liked it because we all have our own.
Shut up, the sponsors are watching.
I hope they don't watch this. We have our own personal preference, and I'm obviously not known for liking Isekai. I have very strong words. And then I'd read the thing, and because Gant knows the anime a lot better than me.
Yeah.
I was kind of reading out and doing all the transitional stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so next up we have an isekai. And I was like, hey, first time nice. And it's like fourth one in. I'm like, all right, another isekai. Gant, gonna tell me about what this one is.
And I'm gonna be like, let me tell you how this isekai stands out from the rest of the isekai. I mean, I do that because I fucking love it anyway. So
this is cool though, because we got
We said that for every single one.
we got to premiere an episode of My Happy Marriage, which was kind of sick actually, being like, hey guys, we got an episode of an anime to show you a premiere. I was like, that's so cool.
oh my god! Actually, it was funny because I really like when we were on stage. I would like really put Malin on the spot because there were like some shows like Happy Sugar Life and especially like My Happy Marriage, where
It's like about beautiful.
there's like a beautiful ikemen kind
Dead
of
ass,
man.
I actually thought My Happy Marriage was Happy Sugar Life. I was like, wait, did that show already come out?
yeah, with like a bit of a dominant energy, kind of like kind of like
Very
that.
brooding.
Yeah,
like everything's very minimal words,
and
very dark.
Right.
And I'm like, this is like, how can I describe this man? This is the kind of anime character that gets Malin's hands to sweat. And then the first thing that Malin says to me when I come off stage is she was like, "You're right, my hands were actually sweating during that trailer."
Oh my god!
and I don't want to like. So there was the premiere of the first episode of Happy Sugar Life.
No, My Happy Marriage.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, my Happy Marriage. No,
comes to a brand.
he's like, hi to my
It's a
bro.
show on Netflix. Come
Yeah,
out. We're not
it's
promoting
a
this
show.
right now.
It's a show on Netflix. Honestly, like generally speaking, sponsorship and everything fucking aside.
We didn't have to say anything nice about it. We just, on the panel, we just had to.
Yeah, we have
present
to
it.
premiere
I
it as an anime fan. Generally, I think one of the best new shows there in this season is by Kinema Citrus and everything like that.
Dude, that was tough. I was reading some of these studio names and I was like, "Fuck! I hope I said that right." Because we didn't get to see anything about this panel until like 20 minutes before.
Yeah.
So I was just giving it to me. I'm like,
I was like, and this one's by Kinema Citrus. And I was like, I hope I said that right. And some of them were tough though as well.
Yeah.
But
Kainema.
yeah, but so the main character is kind of like this very quiet, reserved, typical like Japanese girl, and the whole premise of this show is that it's kind of like she has someone she's in love with, but she has a bully. Right? And this bully is like a sassy blonde anime character. And in my mind, I was like, everyone in the audience is going to be like, oh, it's just like Sydney. Like, because that's what happens in like every one of my streams. Every time there's a blonde anime character, it's Sydney.
Yeah.
And then
Because everybody knows Sydney's the only blonde woman alive.
exactly. So the blonde character is like kind of like a bully to this like main girl, right? And so the main girl has a guy that she's in love with. I'm only spoiling episode 1, by the way.
Yeah.
The main girl only has a guy that she's in love with, and of course, spice it up. It turns out that the guy is going to get married to her bully.
Okay.
And so I'm watching this backstage with Sydney, and then we find out some of the girl's backstory, and it's like a sad, like really sad backstory. Like her mother's dead, and when the scene of like her backstory comes up, it's meant to be this really like sad scene that just shows her mother dying, that just shows her mother's her mother is dead. Yeah. Sydney just burst out laughing. And I'm like, God fucking damn it, Sydney. You do not have to, like, she was like, I was like, oh, the fucking comments are right. Like, every blonde anime character that's sassy and bullies, it's just Sydney. Because the mother is dying and Sydney just like burst out laughing. And like one of our staff members it was just literally like the Robert De Niro like moment in the Joker. It's like, really? her mother's dead, and you're laughing. Really?
Meanwhile, I was eating chicken tenders.
Meanwhile, Connor was eating chicken tenders behind the scenes. But honestly, yeah, it was a great experience, and it was honestly great seeing like just an anime premiere with a lot of other people. It was one of the most hypest moments was actually when we showed the ReZero trailer.
Oh my god, everyone was like
shit.
screaming nonstop. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, this could actually be pretty hype. Maybe it's pretty hype watching anime with like other people and just seeing other people's reaction, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It is hype.
It is hype.
It is.
I would love to see more of it.
Watching just anime with a crowd, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But there's one moment where like there's a character with big boobs and everyone just started cheering. And I was like, you fucking guys, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
Have we not seen enough?
Everyone started cheering, and I was just like, because at the point I was like, just
John
like,
didn't know why they were cheering.
Yeah.
I was like looking at the notes. I was like, is there like something that just got announced or something? Because I was like trying to make sure that the next segment was going to go smoothly. So I was like, is there a big name attached to this? Because everyone just started cheering, and then I looked behind me, and then I saw the poster of like a girl with massive tits, and I was like, oh, okay, okay, now I get it.
I was the one
Anime fans all are just monkeys, bro.
I was the one operating the clicker, so I knew why they were cheering because I knew the slide that it went to.
Yeah.
And then I was hoping that it would just we can ignore it, and then of course it came back up and they started cheering again, and I was like, God damn it, anime
Fuck's
fans!
sake.
Yeah.
This is why we can't. This is why no one thinks that we're good members of society. Yeah, and that was fun. And then we had that. So that was the whole thing. And
Yeah.
I did my panel with Mouse as well. That was streamed. Dude, the line was fucked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the line went like all the way into the hotel to the 4th floor, went out to the hotel, all the way back to the entrance, back out. Do you know where the micro? You know the JW Marriott Hotel.
Yeah.
So that, and then
Yeah.
there's that Starbucks, and there's a Microsoft Arena.
Yeah.
The line came all the way out, all the way around the Microsoft Arena to the start of it, and just
God
for this
damn.
panel with
How many
me and Mouse.
people fit in?
No, dude. By the time like they were all lining up, it was already full.
Yeah,
so
I was about to
I
say,
guess
like-
people didn't know that. So
Jesus.
it was like a 2,000 room. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was like 2,000. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think main events was reserved for like industry stuff.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. So they were like, no main events.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. That was a lot of fun. It's always weird having to interact with the screen and the delay and stuff, but it was a lot of fun. And it got streamed, so you can go and check it out. There's clips online as well.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
fun.
right now it just seems like Anime Expo has just basically just become the E3 of anime. If E3 was like still a thing, because every time I go there, like so many exciting anime announcements get like released during like AX. It's actually insane.
fun period.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Like as an anime fan, I love AX just because I know this is where all like the hottest news is gonna like get released about some exciting projects. We got like like out of fucking nowhere, DC is collaborating with Studio Wit,
Dude.
on
yeah.
a Suicide Squad Isekai, and I'm
Yeah.
like, where the fuck did this come from?
I caught this on the podcast. I said they're just gonna isekai shit that we've had before. I literally said it. Play the clip. There's a short. Someone found it, and because I didn't even know I said this. Someone
really?
sent it to me and be like, "You called it." I said that they're just gonna isekai shows that already existed.
Yeah.
And they're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
I said they would do this.
I think I saw that announcement on Twitter, or rumors about it a few weeks ago, but
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that can't be real, right?
First of
That
all-
sounds ridiculous.
First of all, who cares? Because Black Butler's coming back. That's all that matters.
Oh, yeah.
Black Butler's. You don't sound as excited as I.
I mean, it's Black Butler.
Did you see they made him in like a soft boy now?
Yeah.
I haven't
What the
seen-
fuck?
That's why I'm not excited.
Why is he like a soft boy? He looks like he spends too much time on VR chat now.
No. I don't care about Black Butler.
Sebastian
I'm
Soy
sleeping on that because Panty and Stocking
Yes.
is coming.
That is the biggest
back,
hype.
baby.
That's the biggest hype.
Hell yes.
I feel like Trigger are like very, very good when it's like we draw boobs. And it's, all right, okay.
You know
yeah.
what? I'm not going to take the credit for it, but when I interviewed the co-founder of Trigger, I did ask for a season 2 of Panty and Stocking.
Okay.
Oh, the guys, they're at the board meeting.
So-
they're like,
Yeah,
guys, we can't
Don't
do
credit
it.
me, but I was the first one to
They're
ask.
like, we can't do
Yeah.
it, guys. It doesn't make any sense.
The
Nobody cares.
anime man said he wanted
Stands up.
season
He
2.
said he wanted it.
I wanted
shit,
it.
Don't show my shorts. You gotta blow those.
I wanted it, and he was like, "We'll think about it," and then he delivered. So, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'm hyped as fuck for that.
Thank you so much, Joey, for
You're
asking
welcome.
for season
You're welcome.
2
It's all me.
of Panty and Stocking.
You're welcome.
Clearly, it's
Fucking
all
did
it's
us-
all
you
you.
did us
baby.
good.
It's all you. It's
Anime
all you.
is saved. Thank you, Joey.
Joey, the anime man, has saved anime. Everyone.
Well, I needed them to bring back the classics, and they did. So
Ask
Yeah.
him to do One Punch Man now, please. Can you ask him? I
don't know what to do.
I asked them, but I asked them in English. It
Wait,
wasn't
hold up! I got the Mappa CEO on like guitar right now. Yo, where's One Punch Man
Yeah,
season
hello?
3 coming out?
Hey, I know Chainsaw Man didn't do so well,
Yeah.
but
I'll tell you
got a
what.
big
I'll
one. I got a big
give
one.
you a suggestion. Bring One Punch Man back, and it'll be like, I'll think about it.